Let's try it again. Yeah, it's your boy D Money, aka Avatar Sports, back in another video. Today we're looking at the Cleveland Browns for the NFL 2021 preview. And I gotta hear them do these videos, man, because preseason's almost over. And I'm gonna look like a fool if I don't get these done before week one. So that's the goal. I actually plan on knocking out the rest of these videos tonight. Let's on get to it, nigga. The Cleveland Browns, of course, man, they had a fantastic year last year. We all know the Cleveland Browns has been a horrible franchise for like years to come. They've been in a quarterback drought. Just all type of shit, bro. They just been the laughing stock in the NFL, you know what I mean, for a long time. And finally, not only did they make the playoffs, they won a playoff game. Excuse me, one take Drake. But not only did they make the playoffs, they won a playoff game, was actually a huge success for the franchise, as they do play in the second hardest division in all of football, the AFC North, which featured the Steelers with Ben Roethlisberger, the Ravens and Lamar Jackson, and including the Bengals. But the Bengals, they kind of suck, but that's still a pretty tough division to play in. Of course, the Browns take a leap forward in 2020 with a revamped attack during the playoffs. For the first time in 18 seasons, offensively, there's not much left to do to go deeper into the postseason. However, the organization needs to improve defensively, which was a primary focus during the offseason. Sleeping on you bitches. Of course, they got Davion Clowney from the Titans. An elite pass rusher joins the Browns after sparring last season. And Takarkis McKinley from the Falcons offers sack potential opposite Myles Garrett and Clowney. Of course, you all know about Davion Clowney. Who is this Takarkis McKinney? I mean, I remember seeing his last name from the Falcons. Okay, he's a 25-year-old defensive end. Last year, he had 8 tackles, 1 sack. He must have been hurt. Oh, yeah, he was illness. He had 8 tackles, 1 sack. I wonder why he had 8 tackles and 1 sack. He was either okay. He was injured or sick. Do not know how good he is. Well, he was. If I guess before he got hurt or sick, he was clearly a starter for the Falcons. So I guess it's always upgrade. You know what I mean? You can never have enough. You can never have enough pass rushers and offensive linemen. And excuse me, guys. I'm so sorry. And shit like that. Who else they get? They got a safety from the Rams, John Johnson, who was short up coverage in the back end, which was suspect in 2020. Greg Newsome, a cornerback, they drafted with the first round pick. Greg Newsome, he was nice, bro. Let me cut off my shit. Niggas, bitches want to text me and shit. You know what I'm saying? Can't be texting me, bitch. I'm doing a video. But Greg Newsome, cornerback of the Northwestern. I didn't watch a lot of Northwestern games. Only reason I know who Greg Newsome is because I play Madden and I fucking download the roster and shit. They say here, they say here in this article that Newsome can make the case for being the starting outside cornerback job outside of the stalwart Denzel Ward. With a strong training camp, the Browns did sign Troy Hill to a healthy contract this offseason and still have a 2019 second-round pick, Greedy Williams, around. Both whom could make an argument for the same spot. Either way, Newsome is expected to be a key cog as the improving Browns defense as a team changes. Okay. But overall, they're getting deep on the defensive end. But they did lose some pieces. They lost a D tackle to the Vikings, Sheldon Richardson. A money move, of course. Larry to the Bengals. swept out among wholesale changes on the defensive line, and they lost Olivia Vernon. That hurt them right there. I know that hurt them. Olivia Vernon recorded 9 sacks in a comeback season, but tore Achilles in Week 17. So maybe a smart move to not re-sign him. He had a good season, but tore his Achilles, so he's not gonna be no good for you anyway. And by the time he is healthy, to offer you some help, so there's gonna be time to pay Baker Mayfield anyway. So they just got really the defense got better. I see they didn't make any changes on the offensive side. No need when you got Nick Chubb, Odell Beckham coming back, all those receivers, tight ends and shit. Pretty good. Head coach Kevin Stefanski in his second year. Offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt also in his second year. He runs the West Coast wide outside zone. Great offense for their personnel. Defensive coordinator Joe Woods. Year 2, he runs a 4-3 scheme. I love the 4-3 scheme, y'all. I really do. I don't like the 3-4 scheme. The 3-4 scheme only works if you got some fucking dogs on that line. But the 4-3, get to that fucking quarterback, nigga. Put pressure on linebackers too, but it's all right. They're projected to be a top 7 team, top 10 team. They got about number 7 with 10 wins. Last year they won 11 wins. So how did they get worse when you get an extra game? They should be 12-5, right? Or 13-4. In 2020, there was about average points scored. There was number 14th. That was above average in points scored. In 2020, points allowed, that was 21st. So they kind of had a weak defense according to the numbers. The point differential was a negative 11 or 11, so they're about average. The run play rate was 4th, and they was 20th in offensive snaps, but they had the best O line. Wow, I didn't know the Browns had the best O line. Shout out to Joe Thomas. It sucks he retired. He couldn't enjoy this Brown success. But anyway, let's look at this projected depth chart. Baker Mayfield, Case Keenum. We know Baker Mayfield starting. Case Keenum, nice backup though, just in case Baker Mayfield gets hurt. They're pretty solid right there. Running back Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, D'Ernest Johnson, Demetric Felton. Do not know who D'Ernest Johnson and Demetric Felton is, but I damn sure know who Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt is. Kareem Hunt's a fucking superstar. It sucks that they kind of fucked him around over some shit he didn't do. We all know Nick Chubb is the most underrated superstar running back in the NFL. Fullback Andy Janonovich, don't know who the fuck that is. We got Odell Beckham, Rashard Higgins, Anthony Schwartz at the number 1 receiver slot. At the number 2 receiver slot, we got Jarvis Landry, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and Cardale Hodge. Solid receiving group, now including Austin Hooper, Stephen Clarkson, Harrison Bryant, and David Njoku. The O-line, we just seen it was number 1. With likes of Jadarick Willis, Joe Benito, J.C. Treader, Wyatt Teller, Jack Conklin. If I said all them fucking names right, but according to this article, brought to you by RotoWire, shout out to them. I've been doing my NFL previews off this. Go look up their website. Give them a couple clickety clacks. They got the number 1 offensive line. So this is why this guy right here, Nick Chubb, is so successful offensive line. The top storylines, of course, Baker Mayfield. I think they picked up his fifth year option. It's gonna be a big year for him. If he plays good, they pay him. If he doesn't, they probably still pay him and low-key try to look to move on. Of course, they can get Deshaun Watson in the mix. All that. From this point on, they said Mayfield has the 4th highest graded passer. 4th graded. I guess he had a high passer rating. I like Baker Mayfield. I like his moxie. I like his confidence. He's pretty accurate. It's kind of short. He kind of runs out the pocket a lot, but that offensive line is number 1, right? He has great weapons. I mean, if I'm Cleveland, you got to roll with the guy, man. Fuck it. Especially considering your past of never having a quarterback, and you finally get one, and you make the playoffs. Not saying it's all him, but he definitely helped. Um, the defense, of course, is upgraded. Let's look at some of the Brown stocks. Rising stock, Donovan Peoples-Jones. I don't know really know what that is. I remember seeing him on Madden and shit. So he's 22 years old, probably a rookie, or last year he was a rookie. He had 14 receptions for 304 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the average yardage was 21.7. He had 20 targets. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. So the stock is rising on this guy, Peoples Jones, Donovan Peoples Jones. Um, though he wasn't ready to step in for Odell Beckham Jr. last year, Peoples Jones earned valuable playing time after OBJ's knee injury showed a big play ability. Rashard Higgins is still around, but Donovan Peoples Jones is in the mix. So basically, a really good receiver. They're deep in the receiving position. Some falling stock. And Njoku saw the writing on the wall in their 2020 offseason when he requested a trade. Wow, didn't know he did that, which later was rescinded. He ended up working behind Austin Hooper and sharing complimentary duties with Harrison Bryant. Woo, the Browns is deep, boy. They deep. A sleeper. Tight end Harrison Bryant. Bryant emerged as a Browns second tight end last season, ahead of Njoku in terms of snap percentage targets. He could play a few positions and will be the primary tight end target if Hooper goes down. So they're pretty deep at a tight end. Solid receiving core. Probably a top 5 receiving core. Who knows? Goddamn mosquito. Of course, our pivotal player is Odell Beckham fucking Jr., nigga. Beckham's rocky first season with the Cleveland gave way to harmony in 2020. A change of coaches can do that. Unfortunately, he underwent left knee surgery after week 7 and coincidentally never played with Baker Mayfield when offense was at its best. A healthy Beckham gives the team a home run threat it lacked. Medical tent. We all know Odell Beckham fucked up his knee in week 7. Davion Clowney, who signed with the Titans headed into the 2020 season, had his running tendency cut short with a knee injury, limited just to 8 games. He failed to record a sack the first time since his rookie season in 2014. He was limited to 4 games by a different knee issue. There tells a tale about 28-year-old pass rusher. Last year's knee surgery was a 5th for the 7th-year veteran. If healthy, Clowney was a disruptor. Even though he recorded 0 sacks in 2020, he put up the heat on the quarterbacks 22 times in 8 games. Myles Garrett missed a couple games last season due to COVID-19. Any job battles, of course, outside Odell Beckham Jr. and the Jarvis Landry, seems like Rashard Higgins and Davion Peoples-Jones might be fighting for that third receiver. And the tight end position is damn near open with Austin Hooper, David Njoku, and Harrison Bryant. Austin Hooper must be a fucking baller, dog. That nigga Njoku requested a trade, and they said Harrison Bryant ain't that bad either. But in total, shout out to RotoWire for this article. Of course, we all know Cleveland's going to be even better with Odell Beckham Jr. coming back. The defense getting better. They already have a number 1 offensive line. They have premier running backs, premier receiving core. Their weakest position is probably at quarterback. And even then, Baker Mayfield is not that bad. He's a really good quarterback. Borderline star quarterback. And that's not bad, especially not even paying the guy yet. So you have money to make moves like they did to help the D-line, help the secondary, things like that. Outside and looking at the AFC, you got the Chiefs and the Bills, and there's the Browns. But to me, the Browns can really be the best team in the NFL if they want to be, especially in the AFC. They should be contending. and it's really a top 5 team, top 4 team, top 3 team to get that Super Bowl trophy. And that's the end of my preview for the Cleveland Browns. Make sure you hit a like, you share, hit the notification bell at the top. Support your boy. I'm trapping off the fucking phone, bro. Who else doing that for y'all? I'm trapping off the fucking phone, nigga. Peace.